9 Premier League fans. 1 heated question.
I think we'll definitely finish top 10. I don't think you will.
Had 2 months playing good football.
The other 7 listen and pick a side.
That's not the European Cup. 2 years to brag about.
At any moment, they can switch sides if the argument sways them.
If you're counting lower level trophies, then that's just a bit sad.
Who stands firm and who will cross the line? Ooh, Derby. Derby.
Don't say Derby in front of it. Go ahead.
I think this is an easy one for me.
Yeah, very easy.
Sensible.
No,
Sensible.
It'll be our in a minute.
They're
going to sway me, yeah.
I'm relying on their arguments.
You just can't do anything on the road. We cannot lose at home, and I just think you've got to just look at what happened last time he's in the Champions League. He's fell off, he couldn't deal with the games, and I think your squad almost looks weaker now. The amount of injuries your players picks up. You've got players who are only performing in one competition at a time, like Anthony Gordon, and he's focusing on the Champions League. If you were going to focus on the Champions League like that and finish what, he might get knocked out in the quarterfinals if he's very fortunate. You're going to have all these players who are just wasting all their talent, which is obviously only a small amount, in the Champions League when we're going to be given absolutely 110% of the league, and obviously we're already looking decent to be finishing above you so far.
Confidence is just absolutely mental. Like, you've been out of the league for nearly a decade. You come back and you have a good 8 weeks, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean, you're going to be top half.
Yeah, well,
Time will tell. You know, you will end up finishing in the bottom half. Newcastle were in the same position last year. Well, bottom half, went on a run, finished 5th, won a cup.
The way he's
Same thing's going to happen once again.
You said you're giving 110%.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that for a whole 38 games. That's the problem.
Why not?
I think you're going to fall off.
We've recruited him.
But they don't have midweek games. What about that point? Why are they going to fall off energy-wise?
He knows a lot about that, by the way.
That's why we're going to win the league, same reason.
That's why you're
energy-wise, they're not going to fall off. So what do you mean by fall off?
Confidence is high right now. They're riding the wave of momentum.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're
What's
all
going to be a
high
stop?
playoff final. Let's get back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That'll start dwindling
Well,
away.
no one thought we'd be doing this well.
January, cold, busy months. And you start getting beat, start getting found out. We'll find our rhythm. We've got injuries. We've had no Wissa, we've had no fullbacks. Once those come back, Baltimore continues to adapt to the league. There's only us going up and you going down.
Not a chance. I think you've got to look at the way LeBray just can always adapt to different games. We went at the Coventry game last season where we're meant to be this sort of pressing team, went away at Coventry and we just sat on it and defended for our lives, and we dealt with it and we won when we'd never won there in 45 years. We won't get found out, we'll just adapt to the league because we've got an incredible young manager.
Coventry?
Yeah.
Talking about the Championship.
It's relevant.
That's what he's used to. That's what he's used to.
We've walked up to the Prem and it's just like...
I respect the Championship.
That's going to be your problem.
Yeah,
it's a long old season.
Yeah, it's a long old season for you as well.
Still 20 plus games left this
in
season.
January after the summer that they've had as well. Like, they've had good recruitment in the summer. They backed the manager. Would they not do that
we've got some ESAC money to spend in January, my friend. So
you say that, but you didn't spend that well in the summer.
Yeah.
Well, just give it time. Come on now, you can't judge 2 months
We don't
into the
want
season.
Arsenal to spend their
2 months
budget
into
for
the
about
season.
3 years. And it just hasn't happened. It's been almost like when are Newcastle going to blow that Saudi money, and it just hasn't.
Well, FFP doesn't allow us to blow the Saudi money, unfortunately.
Yeah, we could just, run transfer and profit like we do, and then we're allowed to spend 200 million. But
for now, how are you going to maintain that though?
By selling our players who are clearly...
You're not going to be able to maintain that by finishing mid-table if you manage to do that.
We'll just keep selling players. We've got players now who we're bought for 10 million who are probably already worth 40 off just the first half of the season.
That just isn't sustainable, that though.
Why not? Brighton are doing it, and they've finished above you countless times in the previous years, like when they got the Europa League.
No, haven't. Brighton have never finished in the Champions League.
Well, look what happens when you finish in the Champions League. You kind of cope with the games.
We're doing all right, mate. We're top 6 in the Champions League, thank you very much.
Well,
above Real Madrid.
You won the Champions League, that's not the question, is it? We're doing better in the Premier League than you because your players are just committing too much to a Champions League campaign, which is really going nowhere anyway. This Eddie Howe regime's not going to last too much longer. I think he's taking you as far as you can go, and at some point he's going to have to slow down, and I think it looks like it's going to be this season, and people are already asking for him out. Whether you agree with that or not doesn't matter. Things are not going well at Newcastle, and just momentum doesn't just stop. It doesn't just stop, and I think that we'll keep this going for some time, and I think we'll definitely finish top 10. I don't think you will.
Mental. It's just so early to be having that much chest.
Well, of course it is,
the league for that long.
But Matty, Sheffield United had that mentality, Leeds had that mentality under Bill, so it's absolutely possible.
Of course it is.
For you to stand there and say it's a bit...
Looking at you talking about a team who finished 5th last year. So let's just calm down.
Do you remember when you came up? Do you remember when you came up from the Championship?
You're all getting gassed up because Sunderland have had a good 2 months. They've had 2 months playing good football.
You're going to say what I was going to say.
Leeds and Sheffield United both had that mentality and both came 9th. Yeah. Will Newcastle finish above 9th?
Do you remember when they came up with Pardew though?
Then they finish above 9th. Newcastle will finish above 9th.
Well, we on captain
Sunderland to drop off, yeah. something extreme would have to happen because, like you said, momentum doesn't just disappear. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
Otherwise, Newcastle wouldn't be where we are now. Last season we were fifth.
Yeah, but you'd rather have them.
That's how.
You'd rather be riding the momentum.
This is just a bad run of form. With key players being injured and Baltimore and a change of style of play. We've had completely changed of style of play.
We've had teams come up there in the start of the season.
Blackpool had a good Premier League season, didn't they?
Yeah.
So you're the Monday Blackpool.
Yeah, well, we're just
back down to the Championship very soon.
I'll just go back to the Champions League. It's just, look, you're committing all your talent to that. You've got to highlight players like Anthony Gordon, giving it 100 now in the Champions League, playing in the Premier League, looks like a Championship footballer. If you're going to commit that much to the Champions League when we're giving absolutely everything to the league, I just can't say it's not finishing above you.
We'll just have to go on recent times, do you know what I mean? Eddie Howe, 2 top 5 finishes, a cup.
Right,
we're going to go with that. We're going to keep going on like that. So you'll have a good couple of months and it'll come and hit you in the face in the new year.
You should have brought up Elanga, but instead you just kept
I'm not going to bring up Elanga.
Rewind. Whoa.
Are you mad? Bring up Elanga. 0 goals, 0 assists in 17 games.
So if you let me speak,
let's just sack Elanga off and bring back Murphy.
I'll tell you. You just spent the whole time just diminishing the Championship, saying people who go up aren't going to finish there, it's the past. Rubbish. Look at these 2 stars. It's possible.
Eddie Howe's just had a bit of teething problems. Obviously they've lost Isak and they've had to change their whole style of play. I think they'll eventually get there. The quality in their team is undeniable. Tonali, Guimaraes, Elanga's there, Gordon's there. Voltemada's going to have teething problems suiting into the new system, but they'll be up and running very soon.
I agree with what Shaun is saying about the teething problems, but I can see Newcastle getting past that. But more than that, I think the confidence of the Sunderland fans is going to be their downfall. That's what I believe. Newcastle all day long, innit?
Come on, you've just got to take your hat off for a minute.
We're looking at 2 of the best home atmospheres in the country. As much as
have to be fair.
Yeah, as much as I don't like you, the North East is the best place in the country for football. I'll always back that. But you've just got to look at this season. You know, our home record is what's got us so high in the league. Your home record is just about keeping you afloat. There's a little bit of difference there. I think you've got to understand that you have went on this rise to now being in the Champions League and stuff. It comes with tourist fans and the real fans get priced out and things. And that sort of loses sort of just how genuine your atmosphere used to be, and it's always been one of the best places in the country. But I just think now, with Sunderland's rise only just starting, our fans, like the stadium's full, everyone's behind the players, but it's a 100% genuine fan base in that stadium every week right now.
Why has it been empty for the last 10 years then?
It hasn't been empty. Last season we were selling 42.
It has.
It hasn't?
It has.
We were selling more than you were last season, 42,000.
Last season,
right? That was in the Championship.
Because you've got a bigger capacity.
Right, we're still selling it.
Do you want us to sell seats we don't have?
Yeah, well, Yusuf went had very much periods where he's selling like 30,000.
Stadium of Light was empty for
Which
years.
is because it's not our fault.
You've got a documentary of an empty stadium.
Yeah, well, you can pick out the weakest part in our sort of recent history and go, no one was there. That's fair enough, but it's just how football works.
So you've just admitted you didn't, like, come on.
Well,
man.
I was there.
Are we saying at its best then?
I was there. And 3 other people.
Are we saying at its absolute best, atmosphere is better?
Absolutely.
How anyone is on that side if it's absolute peak best?
You've got to admit, for like the big games, like war flags,
you know what I mean?
war flags. Honestly, the atmosphere at St James's Park, best in the world for me.
Newcastle.
I'm disappointed the Leeds fan is fighting that battle better than you, though. I'll be honest.
I don't even have to speak.
You know what?
That's why I'm torn.
Yeah, he's not jumping in.
I haven't been to Sunderland yet, but I don't need to.
The crowd can answer.
You've been I think you've played this very honest, yeah? But right now, I need you to help me because...
Mate, 52,000 week in, week out, even when we were in the Championship, unlike them.
Yeah, there's also plenty of times when there wasn't 52,000 there, by the way.
The fans are the best in the world, the most passionate, amazing.
In the cold, they have their tops off.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we do the longest journeys, the longest away journeys, all the way down to Brentford.
Minutes, by the way, by 20 minutes.
It's fine. Total piece of spit news.
We said best atmosphere though, we didn't talk about away days.
Best home atmosphere. No, well,
away
we'd have better away day anyway.
No, that's just the fan base as a whole.
It's Stadium of Light, St James's Park, right?
Aye. That's why we're seeing St James's Park, but he asked me about it.
Absolute peak atmosphere. There's absolutely no way.
We haven't even seen anywhere near the peak of Sunderland yet, because we're yet.
It's tourist. I've been. It's quiet. There's no banter, no sound, no singing, and you beat us.
You have
all
been,
the
have you?
time.
Because it sounds like you definitely haven't been.
But I have been.
I went there. Tourists in St James's Park. There's 30,000 Geordies waiting for a ticket.
So why don't you sing?
Would you sing?
Well, I haven't heard it.
Well, you haven't been.
Well, I have been.
By the way, if you're saying we haven't seen peak Sunderland yet, you're 20 points first season back in the Prem. You're selling out every week. Yeah. If we haven't seen peak,
because it's one of the toughest places.
Wait until you start getting beat. The fans will Start fading away.
You get a free season ticket in a Happy Meal.
Yeah, well, that's just a common myth because Newcastle's the only club who's ever given out free season tickets, which was only a few years ago. They gave out free half-season tickets, but people seem to ignore that, considering there might be this massive club. Fans dying to get into the ground. You're selling free tickets.
You won't be able to sell it.
That is, I promise you can look that up. They give away.
It's not true.
It is true. You can find
free
it.
season tickets.
Half-season tickets. We're giving them out for free.
They give 10. Yeah, they give some away.
Yeah, say they give some away. Give some away. But we've never done something like that in our life.
That was because of the ownership.
That was because of the ownership. We went through terrible ownerships.
And there was anyone there.
Yes, there was people there. People also forget that Newcastle
can't give away season
times in the Championship. Maybe it was sort of in your not your most recent spell of the Championship, the one before. You also weren't selling out every single week.
We're like Plymouth 52,000 against Plymouth.
Plenty of examples. The way I say it is you're a much bigger city with more people who want to get into the ground, and yet still it's filled with tourists nowadays, where Sunderland's 49,000 seater is sold out every week right now, and because we're just starting our rise, it's full of pure, passionate Sunderland fans who've been there since the day they were born and bred, and they absolutely sing their hearts out. That's why we're doing so well at home this season.
This whole tourist thing is absolute nonsense. There is over 30,000 people in the Newcastle area who you had to register a postcode, and they are waiting 30,000 Geordies for a ticket because they can't get in. You wish that you will get to the success that we have of Champions League nights, and then you'll get tourists.
I've been to St James's Park and I was really excited to hear this atmosphere, but it was non-existent, and they beat us, like everyone does to be fair. There was nothing there. It was quiet, no banter, no noise whatsoever, no singing. It was dry. It was really sad and really disappointing. Bring back the old atmosphere, get rid of the tourists.
The Sunderland atmosphere, you can feel it through the screen right now. You can feel it vibrating all the way in Manchester because they're having their best season in history. You can't deny that.
Best season in their history? Anyway, there's no chance at all peak Sunderland atmosphere goes against peak Newcastle atmosphere.
I'm from the era when Newcastle fans were right up there, and I don't see any change. Every time I see them, they've got their tops off in the cold with their bald heads. You know, I think a few of them need to go Turkey. But I can't see Sunderland's atmosphere ever being better than Newcastle, I'm sorry.
I know, you pointed to the 2 stars earlier.
Yeah.
We're going to talk. See, this is what you call casuals, you see?
Tell us what you've got and make me change my mind.
League titles, they've only got 1. We've got 2 of them.
You haven't won the league since 1961.
Yeah, 1961. Ask them when their one was. Probably around the same time. Now, you talk about 2 Champions League. They were playing Champions League when it was only knockouts. So it doesn't have the same degree and quality that we associate with the Champions League right now. Then you talk about FA Cups, we've got 8 of them, more of them. League Cups, we've got more of them. So I count League Cups, FA Cups, Carabao Cups, and European trophies, you've got 2 of them, but we've got 3 Europa Leagues. So once again, we're talking apples and oranges. We've got more trophies in the cabinet, period.
So that wasn't the question though, was it? Who would you rather have? So firstly, you mentioned about the last time you won the league title. Actually, we won it more recently. And we talk about the European Cups. We're the last English side to win back-to-back European Cups.
Right.
Actual, real European Cups. So you talked about the knockouts and you diminished that, but actually, this was back in the day when the Champions League actually was 4 champions. So we did it back-to-back. This wasn't any of this league rubbish. So we've got these 2 stars and we did it having just got promoted.
And you've never been able to repeat it since for a reason.
Did I ask?
But you've never been able to repeat it.
That's not the question though, is it?
You're meant to be able to win multiple cups. You've only won it twice and basically had a lucky 2-year spell with a lucky manager, and you've never been able to repeat it.
You don't get lucky winning Champions League 2 years in a row.
You can get lucky.
2 years in a row.
No.
You run into a good manager.
He builds you a good system.
Well, you get lucky by getting a good manager. You've got Nigel Clough. It was a generational run for 2 years. Brian Clough, sorry, because Nigel Clough came after and it weren't as successful. But since then, it's been nothing. Your trophy cabinet has been dry, and you've been living off those 2 years.
At least we have something to live off.
Imagine a club existed for over 100 years, and you've got 2 years to brag about.
Our club is older than yours, firstly. We have more history, that's
You
the
should.
fact. But we do, but that's the fact.
Have you had better 2 years than them 2 years in your 100 years?
We were the first ever League and Cup double winners. We were the first League and European Cup winners in England.
Whoa, European Cup.
Yeah.
European Cup. Whoa, European Cup.
European
European
Cup.
Cup. No, I don't think you got one of them, mate.
Hey,
Don't think you got one of them.
UEFA Cup don't
European Cup.
UEFA Cup don't count.
That's not the
A
European Cup. That's
it's
not the Europe.
That ain't the question.
Say UEFA Cup. Don't say European Cup.
Hey,
It's not the
does
European.
UEFA Cup fall under European? Yes or no?
It's not the European.
It does.
But it's not the European Cup. All right then. Leeds won the English title last season.
Oh, he's had you there.
Leeds won the English title.
Wait. So
You don't see my point.
UEFA Cup doesn't count as a European trophy. That's what you all just said.
But a European
It doesn't.
Cup. It's
No,
not
I know what you
European.
said.
You're done.
Just say
Listen,
UEFA.
guys,
You're
don't
done.
worry.
Talk about
Sorry.
You're done.
I got this, all right.
She got this.
So, you're trying to say that the UEFA Cup is the same as the Euro.
No, I never said
European.
that. I
But
said it's a
the
European
point-
Cup.
No. The point that was made here, that winning a title in a lower league is not in any way equate to the Champions European Cup when it was only for Champions.
It's not the same Champions League it is now.
Exactly. It was
It's
back.
worse now than it was then.
It was back.
No, it's a fact. It was
It
the
was-
champions. Now it's
It
not.
was back when
for
the
debate.
European Cup.
The standard of team is probably
Uh-uh.
higher now.
It was back
Standard
when
of
the
football
European
is that.
Cup was played only by champions. Only the champions were in that. We won it back to back. Liverpool were in it
Question.
as well. We beat them.
Was football better back then or now?
Well, that's.
Genuine question. The quality
But-
of football, was it better back then or now?
But is that the question? We asked about the trophy
I know,
cabinet.
but I'm asking you a follow-up question.
Personally, this is where people will disagree with me. I think today's football is too ticky-taka, techie and rubbish.
So you hate technical football. You want lump it, roll one,
Can I be
roll Z
honest with
football.
you? When Forest were in that final, I remember, I'm quite old, and I remember seeing, I wasn't there, but I remember the clips because I was quite close to the time. It was a star-studded final, right? I look at last year's, and I'm looking at Inter Milan's team, not many stars. Not many stars. So you're now getting teams to the finals that have got average
You
players.
remember 1979?
I'm a historian. I'm a nostalgic. you can catch
You
my
remember
podcast. It's a
1980?
nostalgic
Who were some of the
podcast.
stars in that
Historian.
star-studded final? Who were some of the stars in that
Who's
star-studded final?
star-studded?
Say what?
Who were some of the
Name
stars?
5 players that played in your final.
No, I'm asking. You said it was star-studded, so I'm asking you to name
Well,
them.
they are star-studded
Go
because
for
they
it, girl.
won 2
Help me
European
out.
So
Cups.
who were the stars?
John McGovern,
There you go.
John Robertson.
There you go.
They were. You can't say.
no.
You can't.
No.
But that's not the question. What
You said they were star-studded. If they're not stars, but no one knows them,
But
they're
how
clearly
are they
not stars.
stars? The reason they're not stars is because people don't know their history at the end of the day. Because we're young. If you don't know your history, that's on you. But the reality is, 2 European Cups back to back. Last English side to ever do it. Back to back. That's a fact. And we did it. We got 2 stars here.
Well, listen, I hope you enjoyed that 2-year run because you won't be seeing that ever again. And that trophy cabinet, it's going to be gathering dust from now till the end of time. So people can say they want your trophy cabinet because of those 2 trophies, but in reality, when you talk about what's actually in the cabinet, we've got more, and that's just the facts of it.
If you're counting lower level trophies, then that's just a bit sad.
Trophies
But
are
the
trophies. You compete in multiple trophies.
But we didn't ask who had more. We had who had the better
That was a
trophy
question.
cabinet. Who had the better trophy cabinet? And at the end of the day, European Cup, when it was back just for champions, 2 of those does not. It's nowhere near. We're so many levels above you in terms of history in our trophy cabinet, and that's just a fact.
Quality over quantity.
Fair enough.
Excuse me. Was Trevor Francis in the final?
Yes, Trevor Francis,
First
first
£1 million player. That's
player.
one. That's one. That's one.
David Glasgow.
Just don't think it's a debate, unfortunately. You've got a team that's won 2 league titles. Same guy that'd probably say City don't have any history, and before the current spell, we had 2 league titles as well. 2 European Cups in 1 league title versus 2 league titles, God knows how long ago. I don't really think it's a debate, unfortunately.